Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for mid-March 2025. You have this card that says, bring love into the situation. You also have this card that says, you are very close to achieving your goal. So that is amazing. Definitely could be some goals that you're achieving. And you have the Chariot. The Chariot can definitely represent a victory or an achievement coming in for you. So that, of course, is going to be good for you. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Page of Cups. The Four of Pentacles with the Chariot would definitely be about letting something go or releasing something like a comfort zone from the past. You know, he has the city behind him on the Four of Pentacles, and the Chariot, he also has this city behind him. Now, on the Chariot, it kind of says that he is, he grew up in the city. He is from the city. Everything is the same inside this city, and he is looking to set himself apart. And so I feel for a lot of you Geminis out there that this could say that things are getting a little bit stale or boring wherever you are in your life, and you are just looking to set yourself apart. And I think that would be a great thing for you to do, Gemini, at this time. So, again, he's holding on too tightly, but he's kind of like arguing for his limitations, right? He is saying that he can't let go of these Four Pentacles because they support him, but really he doesn't know what he's preventing himself from being able to accomplish by just staying in his position. So he's holding on too tightly to something from the past. And I definitely feel the Four of Pentacles is encouraging you to release some sort of like limitation or something that's holding you back. You have the Chariot. And again, the Chariot is about leaving that city behind him behind. He's doing this to make himself unique, or he's looking for a place where he can be unique. The thing about the Chariot is that he has these stars up here, these moons right here on his shoulders, and it kind of represents as above, so below. We have these two sphinxes here, but they aren't attached to the Chariot. And so what it represents is the fact that these sphinxes are going to bring him where he needs to go because he is in alignment with what he wants. So the Chariot really is a card of trusting in the universe, right? It's a card of trusting that if your energy is flowing in the right direction, that the universe will guide you and inspire you in the right direction. And what do you know, Gemini? You have the Ace of Wands and the Star, both great cards of inspiration or being inspired in the right direction. So I feel for a lot of you, this is a game of, getting into alignment or matching the energy of what you want to have the victory on the Chariot, or with the Chariot, I should say. Next, you have the Page of Cups. A little bit of love here. Like, if you want love, I feel it's available to you. Like, there could be a new admirer or a person who admires you. I always look at the Page of Cups as really the card of, like, the admirer. It could also be you. I mean, you could be the admirer here as well. So take it how it resonates. But we go across to the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is always like a new person. And usually the Page of Pentacles starts with communication. So again, you could be starting to communicate with a new person in the near future. And as I've said to everyone, we have Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde as well. So there's no reason to like rush into anything right now. So starting with communication and then going from there later is perfectly fine. And, I would recommend it anyway. With the here you go. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Chariot. Of course you do. Basically just saying I meant what I said. So whenever a card repeats itself, it is the universe saying I meant what I said. Really, the Four of Pentacles, I don't know if you've ever seen that meme, but there's like a meme going around Facebook or Instagram where it's like there's a little girl, she's holding on to this tiny little teddy bear, and like God or Jesus or whatever is standing in front of her, and he has like a gigantic teddy bear behind his back. And the meme, I don't remember exactly what it says, but it basically says something like, what you're holding on to is preventing you from what you really want, right? And that's pretty much what we said at the beginning of the reading, that like whatever you're holding on to might be preventing you from what you really want. Now, I'm not too worried about it because we have the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords always has her back to the past, and she is reaching out to the future. So I do feel that, if you even are holding on to anything, I do feel that, the reading clearly says that you're going to probably be letting it go anyway. Yep, with the Chariot, you have the Nine of Cups. One thing I will say is that this set of readings, they have all had like a very nice flow to them, which is interesting. Considering the retrogrades, you'd think that it would be a time of confusion, which it still could be, but the energy in the readings had a nice flow. And the Chariot with the Nine of Cups is perfect flow. The Nine of Cups is exactly what we have to do to get the Chariot victory. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, but the reason he's getting a wish is because he is in perfect alignment with what he wants. The card itself says that he looks chubby because he's about to have a feast. And the whole point of that is that to have something, you have to have it before you can have it. Like if you want love, you have to be in the energy of love before you can have love. If you want money, same thing. You have to be in the energy of abundance before you can have it. And that's the solution or the way you have a victory with the Chariot. So again, this reading is flowing very nicely so far. With the Page of Cups, you have the Six of Cups. I feel like you're looking at this person as innocent or something like that. I don't know. I get a weird vibe off, not like in a bad way. I feel this could be in a good way. I feel like this person is like two people, but not, and so are you, Gemini. So don't even come at me right now here. But I feel like this person they might come off as innocent, but I feel like they have a little bit of a wild side as well. But I just had the word innocent pop into my head immediately with the Six of Cups. But I actually feel like this person kind of has two sides, like not in a bad way, but I think that they might be a little bit more adventurous than you're thinking at this very moment. So there you go. I would also say that the Six of Cups can be a gift from the universe, and I think that this last set of retrogrades, thank God, right? That really once we get to mid-May, we're like in the clear, right, for a little bit of time until like August or something like that. Then we have another Mercury retrograde, right? But we're kind of in the clear. One thing that I have noticed, and I always pay attention to these things because it's important, right? Obviously, this set of retrograde seems important for creating turnarounds. That does not mean it's magically going to happen. You're going to have to do it. But anywhere you have been stuck, there could be a really great opportunity for you to overcome the stuckness of your situation. And what I would do here, based off this reading, is three things, or two things really. I would follow any inspirations that come into pop into your head. So if you're stuck in work or business or your career, you might get an idea with these two cards to do something new this month or over the next couple months, and I would just follow those new directions. The other thing I would do is learn as much as you can with the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness, and just being connected in this bottom row here with the Six of Cups, it's really saying to me that like self-education could be the thing that gets you unstuck, and there actually is a third thing. We have the Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Star. Those three cards are really great cards for getting attention, and so which has also shown up for some people. So standing out, getting attention, making sure people can see your accomplishments. Like if you want a raise or promotion at work, those cards would be all about like telling your boss like, hey, look at all this extra work I do, I need more money, right? So stand out as well. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this inner work card. It says, don't be afraid to prioritize your personal growth and spiritual development. Health and wellness are necessary to enjoy an abundant life. Yes. You have this self-care card. It says, if you want to live like royalty, start treating yourself like royalty. Both these cards basically say the same thing. So definitely a good time to take care of yourself and practice self-care and all that other good stuff. So I would. Next, you have the Queen of Swords. We could say that the Queen of Swords is like your energy showing up here. So whenever you show up as yourself, kind of puts you in a position of power and strength. I also feel that there could be a lot of clarity. And again, this is definitely very collective, definitely something I've noticed. Retrogrades can bring in clarity. They can be confusing, but they can bring in clarity for things that we've dealt with in the past. We could be getting answers. We could be finding guidance or coming up with better ways of doing things for the things that we're already working on. And I feel a lot of you could be gaining a lot of clarity at this time. And you also go 2 wands to the Star. The Star can also bring in a lot of clarity because the Star is a card of seeing the big picture. And it's like when you can see the map from above, then you can come up with a better plan on how to get to where you're going. So that's the whole point of the star. The star is your North Star. It is that big goal, wish, or dream that you want to accomplish. When you can look at it top down, you can see how to get there easier, right? And I feel like that's kind of what's happening with these cards at the top, is that you could just be, finding better guidance. You could be coming up with better ways of doing things. The list goes on and on there. So I feel pretty good about that. Next, you have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is about following your inspirations as well. That's not the only thing it represents, but I kind of feel with this reading for you that you could be feeling very inspired by an idea or a new direction, and I would just move in those new directions. The Ace of Wands is like out with the old, in with the new. We see a lot of that going on in your reading as well, so I think that new directions would also be a good idea. Next, you have the Hangman. I feel like you're ready. Hangman has put himself in Hangman mode on purpose. He has sacrificed the movement of his arms and his legs so that he can gain enlightenment. His head is glowing here. And the whole point of the card is that he's ready to get off this tree. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. He's learned everything that he needs to learn, and he is ready to move forward. And so I'm not really getting much here on the Hangman. He's just saying to me, to you, that it is time to move forward, right? With the Queen of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is like the Wounded Warrior, but the Nine of Wands says don't give up. So I feel for a lot of you, this is saying, like, even if you have had to let go of something, with that Four of Pentacles, to keep pushing forward. It's the card of perseverance, the card of not giving up. Nine of Wands is also my card of, like, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, which Gemini is very good at. So I think it would be a great time for you to, like, experiment, try new things, try things you've never tried before in all areas of your life, and just see what happens, because it's a great time for innovation. Especially with Pluto and Aquarius, there are a lot of benefits to experimentation as well. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Hermit. I think it's time for everyone to stand out. I mean, it's kind of a collective energy again. With Pluto and Aquarius, probably one of the best things we can do is be an inspiration to other people. So as far as like spiritual work is concerned, I think the most spiritual thing anyone can do with Pluto and Aquarius is to do something hard with your life. Because when you do something hard, you inspire other people to also do it. So you are working spiritually when you overcome challenges, or when you inspire people. And again, inspiring people, you don't have to do anything. Just live your life and live the best life you can. You have that self-care card. Treat yourself the best you possibly can, and you will inspire people as well. But I kind of feel that Hermit is saying that. I do also feel the Hermit is saying you're like overcoming things. We kind of see that, especially with the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is kind of a finish line card. Not really. This is not accurate tarot, but he is standing at the top of his castle, so he has reached the end of something, and now he's ready to start something new. So I feel a lot of you are kind of like you've been at a finish line, and now you're moving on to the next thing. With the Hangman, you have the Eight of Swords. Yes, time to get started, even though we have retrogrades. It doesn't matter. So if you're thinking about doing anything in your life, like getting started on a project, a goal, wish, dream, whatever, the Eight of Swords says, even though it's a retrograde, it's perfectly fine to get started. And honestly, you're probably working on things that you've already been working on. So, it's perfectly fine to, start something that you have already started. So like, for example, if you are working on a project, you could be starting in the sense that you're moving it in a new direction, which is fine during a retrograde. So I would say get started, Gemini. Next in the area messages from your future self, you have this cut your losses card. You also have this face your fears card. Everyone has had a card of facing your fears as well. So I think that we need to face our fears. I blame Neptune and Pisces because Neptune and Pisces is always like the big impossible dream, but this time, even though it takes a very long time, like we will be dead the next time Neptune comes back to Pisces, thank God. But, we also have Saturn right there with it. So Saturn kind of is pushing us to face our fear because Neptune and Pisces is the big impossible dream. If Saturn wasn't there, it would be like, whatever, you're just dreaming. But Saturn is like, no, it's possible. So, and if you do the work. So Saturn is pushing everyone to kind of expand past their boundaries or to expand past their limitations, which you really could be doing. And, you have the Two of Wands, which basically says expand past your limitations. The reason why is because he is standing at the top of his castle. And the story of the card is that he kind of rushed to a finish line and he didn't really enjoy the journey. And so now he's looking out into the world out here. He's not looking at the world right here. So he's thinking, I rushed to a finish line. This is all my life can ever be. And he's not realizing that he has the world right here, that his life can be so much bigger and so much more. And so the Two of Wands really kind of encourages us to expand past our limitations. And the Two of Wands also says the past is in the past. The past is done. This wand stands on its own. He's reaching forward to this new wand, which is kind of like his new opportunity, which we see right here with the Ace of Wands showing up in your reading. And we also have the Queen of Wands right here. The Queen of Wands is holding on to one wand, and she's also holding on to the sunflower. The sunflower points towards the sun. So the sunflower points towards things that make her feel joy, peace, happiness, good feelings overall. The sunflower is trying to get her to move towards her inspirations, more or less. This whole entire reading is kind of saying that you are being inspired by something, and it's time to make your move, Gemini, whatever it is. So I would make your move. The Queen of Wands has to be bold and assertive, so she really has to kind of like go for what she wants, and I would definitely encourage you to do that as well. Next, you have the High Priestess. Yeah, very intuitive time because all the energy, we have a ton of energy in Pisces. Both Venus and Mercury are going to retrograde back into Pisces. So, again, I think it's just a very intuitive time. I think it's a great time to listen to your dreams. Your dreams could be crazy right now, and I would be writing those things down if you can remember in the morning. Also, a great time to trust those gut instincts that you have. On top of that, the High Priestess is a card of unlimited potential. She has no roof over her head, and the no roof over her head represents the fact that there are no limits to what she can accomplish. And this reading is definitely encouraging Gemini to push it to the limits. That's one thing that I would say really stands out to me about this reading, and it's completely different than it. No one else has had that type of message, so I would push it. With the Two of Wands, you have the Four of Cups. Yeah, Four of Cups can say that you've been disappointed too many times in the past. He wants something new. He's been trying to manifest something with these Three Cups here, and he's getting a new offer, but he's not accepting it because he's been disappointed 3 times in the past. The Four of Cups really says you have to go for something again because these 3 cups contain the lessons that you need to apply to a new situation. And if you apply the lessons and you mix them together, then whatever is in this cup will be successful. So again, kind of makes sense during a retrograde that you might be trying something again that you have tried in the past. But this card just says, apply the lessons and you'll be fine. And that's what I would do. And also, the Two of Wands would say that not every situation is exactly the same. Things can be different. If you leave the castle, if you leave your comfort zone, things can be different. With the Queen of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is about stability, building wealth, building success. I don't really feel much here for you other than, I feel that's a focus for you at this time, Gemini. You could just be very focused on, building more security, financial security, building more wealth. And, again, I think that would be a good focus for sure. With the High Priestess, you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands also says you're very close to achieving your goal. I mean, he is about to reach his home in the background here. Personally, I like the Ten of Wands. I know some people don't, but, yeah, he's burdened, but he also planted those wands, and those wands are his harvest. So, yeah, sure, he's burdened. He's done a lot of work, but he's also very close to achieving his goal right here. So I think it's just another clue that you're very close to achieving your goal. At the end here for the good stuff, you have this Inner Goddess card. It says, express your divine feminine energy and loving wisdom will transform your life. You have this Enchanted Illusion. It says, see through the veil of illusion and have the courage to see things as they really are. I kind of feel like you are. Again, like I said, I just feel this set of retrogrades could be bringing in a lot of clarity. So anything that has been an illusion could actually become very clear to you. Or, like I said, with the star, that you could be seeing the map from the top down, from up above, instead of looking just only at your goal. You're seeing a way to get there. And so you could be breaking the illusion, really. Next, you have the star. Like I said, the star is about getting the big picture. We have this bird here. This bird is the ibis. It's the bird of knowledge and wisdom, and that's the part of the card that kind of represents getting the bird's eye view, or seeing the big picture. And I think really the only message that keeps repeating in my head for you, Gemini, is that you need to. It's like you're looking at the map, and instead of like if you're trying to get somewhere, like if you're trying to get from like New York to LA, it's like if you're on the street looking forward, you're not going to be able to see how to get there, obviously from New York. But if you look at a map, then you can see how you're going to get there, and that's like the best way I can describe what I feel on the star card is like instead of just looking at it things from where you are, you're getting the big picture, which is like showing you the steps that you need to take to accomplish the star. The star is just your big dream, goal, wish, whatever it is you want. Next, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It says when you know that you know, like when you truly believe deep down inside that you will accomplish something, then that's when you will accomplish it. And so I feel a lot of you could be really embracing your beliefs, or you are believing that you can accomplish something more because this card is showing up in the good stuff. With it showing up in the good stuff, it would say that you are doing this, which is great. It is an excellent time for boundaries. One thing I will say is with that North Node in Pisces and then, the 2 retrogrades going to Pisces, I would be careful of like past karmic connections and things like that. I don't really see it in your reading, but, it just popped into my head. I would make sure that you have your boundaries up against past people. Next, you have the Page of Pentacles. If you want love, definitely could be a new person. Not really a love reading, but, again, I think love is always available to us. And I would just take your time. Page of Pentacles would be starting with communication and then kind of going from there, which I think is perfectly fine. I also feel that, education is going to be very important. Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness and learning. So the more you learn, the more you earn at this time here, Gemini. What do you know? With the star, you have the Page of Cups. So, whatever. You basically start and end with the Page of Cups. Definitely could be a connection that you feel is very important. So if you want love, like I said, you could see this person as like a star. Not that they're like literally famous, but, you could see them as just special or important. I also feel like, you could be meeting a person where they see you as a star as well. They see you as very important. The other thing about the Page of Cups is that the Page of Cups has this little fish in his cup here, and that fish can represent your dream. We don't actually know if that fish is real or not. He might be imagining that fish in the cup, and it could be part of his dream. So with the star, it can say it's time to like bring a dream down to earth with that Page of Cups. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, there could be a very big opportunity coming in for you. Seven of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles represents an opportunity that you're really going to want to commit to and protect. The Ace of Pentacles could be a financial opportunity, could be a work or business opportunity, whatever. And with the Seven of Wands, it would kind of say that this is something you're going to want to keep close to your chest. So if you have any ideas at this time, or if you're making plans financially, don't share that with too many people, right? With the Seven of Wands, it would kind of say like, don't tell too many people what you're doing at this moment. You might want to save it for later. And I kind of get that feeling here. It is showing up in the good stuff, so it's probably going to be good no matter what. But I just get that feeling of kind of keeping something protected. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Moon. A lot of Pisces energy here. You could be attracting a Pisces with this energy, so there you go. But this could also be you bringing a dream down to earth. The Moon in the good stuff is clarity. The Moon is normally confusing, but when it shows up in the good stuff, we can see it clearly. And the Moon sometimes is a dream that we have to bring down to earth. So a lot of you with this energy right here could definitely be like manifesting a dream or something you want here on earth, and I feel that would, of course, be a good thing. Let's see. You have this teardrops card. It says great personal sorrow. We don't really see that in the reading. Again, it is an emotional time right now, all that energy in Pisces. And you have a crap ton of Pisces on the bottom here. So again, it might be a good time to watch your emotions and make sure you're not just boohooing all the time, Gemini, right? You have this handshake. It says a meeting with a stranger could be important. Really good time for socializing. And again, if you need answers to anything. It is an amazing time to like tap into the resource of people. So if you have like important people in your life or people you look up to, those people could really be providing you with answers, guidance, pretty much anything. So, I pretty much encourage everyone right now to get together with people who are important to you. You have this Axe card. It says forces working against you. Mars retrograde. Mars is direct, yes, but it's still in the shadow. And so until like May 2nd or 3rd, we are a lot of people probably feel this. Mars retrograde can make you feel like there's someone behind your back, right? Like watching you, thinking about the things you're doing. It can make us a little bit more nervous about that stuff. So I think you just need to realize it's just the energy that's going on right now. You have this Ant card. It says work, achievement, success. We see a ton of that in this reading. I mean, Chariot twice is amazing. Ace of Pentacles, Star. I mean, just really good cards for work. So any work you're doing, could be very beneficial. The other thing is, ants can lift many times their weight. So, the Ant card kind of says that you might be able to get more work than you normally can done right now. And I would take advantage of that with this energy. You have this bowl. It says plenty of material things. Yes. Again, what I'm trying to spit out here that I'm stuttering over is that one thing that surprised me in this set of readings for the middle of the month is that money looks pretty good. So kind of surprising, but again, doesn't matter. You could definitely be increasing your finances. But this looks really good, Gemini. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.